call the 13th regular Common Council meeting to order. Will the clerk please, thank you, will the clerk please read the quote for today?
Thank you, Alder Feldy. Seek first to understand, then to be understood.
Would the clerk please call the roll?
Alderperson Ackley?
Here.
Alderperson Decker?
He's excused, he's out of town.
Alderperson Feldy?
I am here.
Alderperson Flicky-Pineski?
Here.
Alderperson Heidemann? Here. Alderperson Mitchell? Here. Alderperson Perella?
Here.
Alderperson Ramey?
Here.
Alderperson Rust?
Present.
Alderperson Salazar?
Here.
There are 9 present.
Okay, so please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance if you are able. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Gotcha.
I got it. Yeah. Okay, I'd like to call on Alderperson Flicky-Pineski.
I move to approve the minutes from the 12th regular council meeting held on September 19th.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor say,
Alderperson.
I've got one.
all those in favor say aye.
Call on.
I've
Call in
wait,
Roberta.
wait.
Oh, Roberta.
Thank you. I would like to amend the minutes in the section that says the mayor's report. The mayor at the last meeting made no report, so I would like that itemized.
All right. There's a second to that? Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposition, no. All those in favor? Chair votes aye. And motion passes.
That would have been on the amendment, so now you got to vote on that.
Oh, now we have to vote on the amendment? Thank
Right.
you.
You did the amendment, so now
Oh.
as amended.
Okay, now we did the amendment, now we have to vote on as amended.
Right. I move to adopt the amended minutes. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Chair votes aye. Motion carries. Okay, attorney, am I right? All right. Attorney Adams?
Yes, there are 2 appointments. The mayor submits the following appointments for your confirmation. Carolyn Richards to be considered for appointment to the Room Tax Commission, and Rebecca Stewart to be considered for appointment to the Sustainability Task Force.
Okay, and these will lay over till the next council meeting. Clerk, is there anyone for public forum?
There's no one this evening.
Okay. We're going to turn it over to Administrator Wolf. And the Finance Director Krieger. Where's your mouse? I got him. Okay.
There we go. All right. Well, good evening. Caitlin and I will be presenting our 2023 budget update for the city of Sheboygan. So as in our city's mission statement, as you can see, this is pretty much going to be similar with our mission and our vision and our stairs due to the due to our, thank you, our strategic plan that's being undergone at this time. So we'll just skip through that. Oops. All right, there we go. All right, and obviously our stairs approach, which is our core values with our service our teamwork, our accountability, our innovation, and our respect and our stewardship, which is also our fiscal responsibility. These are our core values that we look at and use in our day-to-day activities, and especially with our implementing of DEIB. DEIB is in our stairs and our core values. So having said that, we're going to talk a little bit about our state and city constraints. As you can see, our state law, our tax levy limits, our state shared revenue, our city's budget parameters, our expenditure restraint, which you hear us talk about quite a bit, which is also ERP, and our minimum fund balance, which we have a limit at this time of 25%. So Ehlers did review this in quite detail in our last meeting with them. So as we move on to our state shared revenue, we basically want to talk about how that's gone up to $628,062 overall reduction in the past 6 years. And again, this is 6 years versus 5 years, which you've seen in past presentations. So our 2023 allocations did increase $97,833. Our utility aid payments reduction is postponed due to the Edgewater or Alliant facility continuing operations, and that's planned through 2025. Now, I do want to make sure everybody understands that's planned. That doesn't necessarily mean that it could come sooner. It was supposed to close this November, if we recall, but it was pushed out to 2025. So again, that just means that we didn't lose the money that when it closes will happen. So again, just to keep that in the forefront. Main drivers of increase is the expenditure restraint program, where we had $83,149. That's more than last year, but we do need to stay in this program at this time. So I know there's been discussion, should we get out of the expenditure restraint? Not at this time. So here's a nice graph for you to see. It allows you to better understand where we were in 2018 and how we dropped significantly from 18 to 19. Again, that was the Alliant Edgewater, where they closed down a portion of it, and we lost over $500,000 in revenue. In 2020, obviously you can see we went up, or continued to go down just a little bit, and then 2021, and then 2023 we're expecting to go up just a little bit, and that is by a small increase of $97,000. So expenditure restraint program and tax levy limits, which is kind of the teeter-totter of Sheboygan, right? So a balancing act to stay within limitations relative to both areas, obviously the expenditure restraint and the levy. And again, the levy is set by state statute. Calculations were thoroughly vetted in this process. And our expenditure restraint program, ERP, allows the increase of the general fund expenditures by 60% of the percentage increase of the city's net new construction and allowable CPI. Again, in 2023, our budget state confirmed a 7.7% allowed increase in expenditure per CPI. City's allowable increase for 2022 is 8.5. We could increase, but the general fund expenditures and levy supported funds are in that 8.5. Used to saying next. Tax levy limits, the state law restricts the percentage increase of city's tax levy based on previous year tax levy. Our net new construction, which was significantly lower this last year. Our actual TID closures, which we closed 6 TIDs if you recall, our TID subtractions, and our debt service levy, which won't happen until next year for the TIDs. Thank you. So our tax levy, which you can see it here in our graph here, you can see the differences. So what we did was we put it into general, our debt, our capital, library, transit. And I just want to call out that in 2022 and 2023, transit was at a 0. That was because of the fact that transit had CARES Acts through ARPA, And those CARES Act's money, the money from that, that we normally allocate to transit was put into the capital fund. We will need to replace that in the upcoming years. Again, CARES Act money was only for a short period of time. So you can see that the general fund actually has gone down in tax levy, or gone up, I'm sorry, just a little bit, $222,301. Our debt, again, that fluctuates depending on the principal and interest payments that we have year over year. Our capital, that stayed the same, so that's zero difference. And then the library, which actually ended up receiving the most from more than general fund. You can see they actually went up $264,057. And all of this does include, in the 2022 numbers, it does include the $115,000 for the library for the wage study difference. So moving forward, here's a better view of it from a graph perspective. You can see the breakdown in property tax levies and amongst all of the funds. Moving forward, our assessed tax rate. Again, this is a little bit in fluctuation right now. You can see in 2021 to 2022, again, the decrease is due to the reevaluation. You can see that the levy spread out on the larger city values. So again, as we talked about our tax base, during the revaluation, because the city actually grew in value, the mill rate will actually drop. So the per thousand per homeowner actually will reduce. So we're anticipating, and again, this is just, right now it's preliminary, we're looking at going from $10.56 in 2021 to $8.07. But again, please remember, final assessment numbers are not available from the Department of Revenue. So again, it's going to fluctuate. That's why this is a preliminary presentation today. So we do need final assessments from the Department of Revenue to lock it in. So 2023 employee wage and benefits. So the following wage adjustments are currently built into the 2023 budget. As you can see, the fire union, 2.5% increase, and the police officer and supervision unions, they have a 1% increase in January, and then they also have a 2% increase in June 25th. Again, so that equates to a 3%, but the cost to the city is about a 2.5%. We are in the middle of union negotiations with transit, so those are still ongoing. And then non-reps, we are looking at a 2% COLA, cost of living adjustment, and a potential one-step increase is what we're planning on accomplishing. So again, when we look at the fire union and the police unions, those negotiations are going to again start up in 2023. We will be at the last year of the negotiations or the contracts. So 2023 employee wage benefits, the following benefits adjustments are currently built into the 2023 budget, as you can see. There's no change in health or dental insurance premiums. We were able to negotiate and hold those costs this year and actually improve some of the benefits that are received by our team members. Wisconsin retirement system pension increases. This is basically to help everybody understand that in 2023 you'll see a 1.7%, which basically is a contribution of 18.1% from the city. Again, police is increased by 1.2, non-rep is 0.3, and then employee contributions overall are increased by 0.30% of wages. So again, we pay into pension the 18.1, the 13.2, and the 16.8 as an example. I also do want to point out that the city will continue to give the HSA contribution for 2023, and that was $1,500 for family and $750 for single. So that's very beneficial to the employees. 2023 personnel changes, they move forward with the budgeting process. So 2023 preliminary budget as of 10/3/2022, so that's today. So we do have a deficit, and that's what we all need to understand. We have a $192,580 deficit currently in the general fund. So that's the adjustment can be made to other funds. Again, we don't know exactly where we're going to find that $192,000, so we didn't want to be moving it around much. There are some assumptions. The ambulance and municipal court fees moved to general fund. Carlson-Detman wage study implementation is included in this. Information technologies, that'll be a service changes to other departments, remains flat. General fund contingency is also being decreased by $250,000. And the increment from the TID closures transferred to affordable housing fund. So those are all included in our preliminary budget so far. So additional 2023 outstanding items, Department of Transportation. Again, this is what we need to complete the budget. So the Department of Transportation, the connecting highway aids, the general transportation aids, those should be coming in any day. They tend to take a little bit of time from the state. The state of Wisconsin Department of Revenue, manufacturing assessed values, those assist us in the tax rate at the end of October. Hopefully we'll have those locked in. And the final balancing of budget, policy requires a balanced budget with no fund balance use. Again, this is very important. We, the city, cannot have an unbalanced budget. So no matter what, and we cannot use fund balance for operations. So in other words, operating expenses cannot be covered by fund balance. So even though we got money in the piggy bank, we cannot use that for operating funds, for operations. Yeah, that's an adopted policy. So moving forward, fund balance, the city's goal to maintain a fund balance, fiscally responsible safety net. Our target is 25% of budgeted general fund expenditures. Our 2023 proposed budget, again, our exceeded target of 34.8% of the budgeted general fund expenditures, and we've talked about that in the past. We are consistent with Moody's credit service recommendations, so we're doing very well from that perspective. And here's a fund balance unassigned. So this graph helps everyone here to better understand where we are when we look at 2020, 2021, 2022, and the projected budget of 2023. So you can see that for 2023, we're projecting a fund balance of $15,614,000. Again, we'll see what happens in the closure of 2022. We tend to have a little bit of overflow from one year to the next, but right now we're projecting it to be around the 15 million. And the red line is basically a representation of where we need to be with our policy. Moving forward, debt service fund notables. So property tax levy increased. Levy increase is $42,895. We still maintain our Moody's AA2, and again, AA2 is the best rating that the city of Sheboygan can have with our population and economics. 2023 planned GO debt issuance, which is our general obligation borrowing. We have $4,321,500 for approved 2023 capital improvements projects, and $2,126,500 is the increase over 2022. So in 2022, we used general fund balance towards projects to reduce the debt issuance amount. So debt service fund, as of December 31st, you can see where we are with that. Our net debt outstanding from 2020 to 2021, 22, and 23. You can see that our net debt outstanding is at 58 million. This includes payoffs and new planned issuance. So we are compliant at a 30.05% for the city, so that's a very good thing. So, budget next steps. Our current budget summary documents to be presented at the committee meetings the week of October 10th through the 12th. We will be doing adjustments after final numbers are received from the Department of Revenue and Department of Transportation. Proposed budget with amendments to be considered at the Committee of the Whole. So we'll be presenting the final budget at that point. And then we'll be publishing and distribution of the 2023 proposed budget in brief at that time. So I know everybody's sitting on the edge of their chair. They're so excited, and hopefully you're still with me, but this is our budget update at this time for the council. Any questions? Otherwise, I'll turn it back over to Alder Felde.
Roberta Philby-Paninsky.
Thank you very much. When do we expect to get the numbers from the Department of Revenue? I heard about transportation, but when do we get those for real?
Sure. So the Department of Transportation, I actually was thinking we'd get it today. I got an email from them earlier, but it had the wrong attachment on it. So now we're waiting for them to send the correct attachment. So I'm assuming it will be in the next few days here. The Department of Revenue, that will be closer to the end of the month. They take quite a while to get those manufacturing assessments to us. We can finish the budget without the Department of Revenue piece, but for the council to have all of the information related to tax rate and the impact on the residents here, that's why we say it's kind of contingent on that, because if you tell us that the tax rate adjustment for 2023 is too high, we would have to go back to kind of the drawing board and make sure that we make the adjustment to get to a tax rate that's acceptable.
Okay, thank you.
Grazia.
Thank you. So the contingency funds are going to go down to $150,000. Is that?
Alder Perrella, can you talk
Sorry
to?
for that.
Thank you.
Sorry. So contingency funds go down $250,000. What is that fund altogether? And what's the percentage that goes down? And how bad is that? What are the implications of that?
So the contingency line item in the budget is actually a planned use of fund balance for if it's one-time projects or emergency type situations that might happen throughout the year. For example, the pipe that burst at the police department utilized contingency, which was fund balance, to pay for those repairs so that the police department didn't have to come up with thousands of dollars from within their operating budget. So for 2022, I believe in 2021, it was $1 million of planned use. 2022 was $750,000, so now we're going down to $500,000. I believe, and I can have Administrator Wolf jump in if he would like, but I believe it's the thought that we have had several projects that have gotten taken care of, so the substantial amount that we've been having budgeted for that in case of emergency or those one-time projects, that has been getting reduced because we have been completing quite a few of those items. So it is actually a positive in a way because we aren't going to be using fund balance on these one-time items. We're going to be having that fund balance available for other things such as capital projects.
Thank you. And then will you share the presentation, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Any others? All right.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you. We're going to move on to the consent agenda. Number 7 through 11. Alderperson Philippi-Paninsky.
I move to receive and file all reports of officers and receive all reports of committees and adopt all resolutions and ordinances.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, or is this a roll call? Sorry, roll call vote.
Let's see if it works this time. Not working.
Yeah, all right. Luckily, we don't have a lot of votes tonight. Here we go.
Oh, wait, yeah, me too.
Did it work?
It worked. Hold on, I don't know.
Wait, I don't know if it worked for me.
No. Try again. Try to refresh.
I did, went like this.
Okay.
That's my vote.
It
Hey,
says I submitted mine.
It said I submitted mine, but now it's saying voting
I
sign.
wonder what you submitted for.
I know.
All right,
Okay.
yeah, let's just see. Okay.
Mine was saying roll call.
Oh, mine said motion to receive.
Can you hit refresh again and see if you get another
I got
vote?
CP test now. That motion to receive.
I don't have anything.
Mine's not doing anything.
What
It
does it
says
say?
voting is not open.
Say,
Voting is not open.
Mine says CP test.
what about you guys over there?
Yeah, how you doing?
Nothing?
Good.
Oh, you guys could all vote?
It didn't come through, though. I don't know what you're voting.
Is it saying CP test at the top?
That gives me, actually, that gives me a clue on what's going on. So we're still going to have to vote the old-fashioned way. Alderperson Ackley.
Aye.
Alderperson Feldy.
aye.
Alderperson Flicky-Pineski.
Aye.
Alderperson Heidemann. Alderperson Mitchell. Alderperson Perella. Alderperson Rust. Alderperson Salazar.
Aye.
Those are 9 ayes.
Well, yours went through. Yeah.
Motion carries. Item 12 will be referred to Public Works Committee. Okay. Hang on a minute. 13 will be referred to Finance and Personnel, and item 14 will be referred to Finance and Personnel Committee. Items 15 through 19 under resolutions will be referred to their respective committees. Do I have to read them all? No. No? Okay, great. Report of committees, item 20 will be referred to to Finance and Personnel Committee. And that closes out our work for today. We just need to go into closed session for item 21. Alderperson Roberta Flippy-Poninsky.
I move to convene in closed session under the exemption provided in Section 19.851E of the Wisconsin statutes for deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, to wit, the purchase of property for right-of-way purposes adjacent to the South Point Enterprise Campus where competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session.
Second.
Second? Okay, if we have a second. All in favor, say
I
aye.
have to take a vote.
Aye.
Oh, it has to be a roll call vote, sorry.
Thank you. Alderperson Ackley.
Aye.
Alderperson Feldy.
Aye.
Alderperson Flicky-Pineski.
Aye.
Alderperson Heidemann. Alderperson Mitchell. Alderperson Perella. Alderperson Ramey. Alderperson Rust. Alderperson Salazar.
Aye.
That's 9 ayes.
All right. We are going into closed session.
Stand here or do it?
Is that my decision?
Yeah,
We can go in there, I like that better.
you might want to say it.
Okay, we're going to go into the conference room to the left. Everybody needs to stand up and stretch your legs.